Keep calm. It's your favorite DJ, DJ One Love.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, it's the Real Life with One Love talk show, the show that deals with real life and also have fun while we're doing it. Tune in every Wednesday at 5:30, Comcast 17, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all other things that will be going on with Real Life with One Love. Get ready to enjoy the show, and thank you for watching Real Life with One Love. All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is your guy, One Love, Real Life with One Love, right here every Wednesday at 5:30 on Comcast 17. Also, you can go to my YouTube channel at DJ One Love Entertainment, and also on my Facebook page at DJ One Love Entertainment as well. It's DJ, the number one LUV Entertainment. All right. Again, we have a great show on today, and there's some people doing some awesome things in Memphis to try to make a difference in our community and with the culture that we're having to deal with so many things going on in our world. And we have this young lady on with us now, Miss Nichole Howell, for Hope, Love, and Grace. And she'll give you all the details and tell you how she came up with this thing that is happening and impacting our community. So we want to bring her on right now. We got Miss Nichole Howell coming on right now. Hello, Nichole. How's it going?
Hello.
So
Good.
glad to
How
have
are
you.
you
How's it going? I'm really digging the hair, man. The hair is the bomb.
Thank you.
I have to say that first because I really dig in the hair. You know what I mean? So hey, it's the business.
Thank you.
Had the pleasure to actually hear you on one of the shows I listen to all the time now, the Morning Trend with Lynn and Jason, and just the things that she was sharing and the things that she was talking about was so head on with me because I worked in the school system. I did a lot of mentoring and, down through the years. And when I heard you, I was like, I got to have her on the show. So I immediately just contacted you and okay, what we got to do to get you on to talk about what you got going on, and some of the things that you got going coming up this weekend and all this type of thing. So it's most definitely timely to have you on. So tell us a little bit more about your passion that you got going with Hope, Love, and Grace and how it was birthed and all that type of thing. And just tell us a little bit about Nichole.
Okay. Hope, Love, and Grace was birthed 2017, where God had put on my heart about our young men that they're our kings. They're supposed to be our leaders, and they're not conducting themselves as that. And they need to know who they are. And that's how they lost their way. And by them not being leaders and doing what they're supposed to do, it's kind of hard because they have a lot of children that's going through things at home. There's a home environment where they act out. So I took in a couple children when I was raising my own, so I know how it is, and I went through a lot of things, so I know how it is with children that go through things that's at home and then they act out on the outside. So we're going to deal with them this summer, a summer program. We're having a fundraiser this weekend. And the summer program where we're going to deal with conflict resolution with them so they can learn how to control themselves, some life skills for them. In the conflict resolution, we're going to deal with acting with that. We're going to act it out. We're going to have journals where they can be able to write in their journals, express their feelings. Some men, they think they too tough to express their feelings, but it's nothing wrong with it. It's therapeutic.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
It's really therapeutic.
Right.
By them writing it down, then we're going to act it out.
Right.
Okay, but we're going to let somebody act it out so they can see themselves, how they really look and how they really act.
That's powerful. That's literally what they're doing. They're acting out and they're doing it in the act. So that's profound within itself.
Yes.
And by me working in the school system here recently, it's just like you say, so many things that people go on, they go on it behind closed doors in their home environment, and they bring their stuff to school, and they bring it into our community. And a lot of time, all they're doing is crying for attention. And you have young people who are literally being forced to grow up quicker than they need to. You have literally young people who, where their mothers and fathers are not even at home, and we thinking that everything is fine. But I literally met a family. Well, it really wasn't a family. I don't even want to call it a family, because the mother and the father was misplaced, and the older sister was taking care of her siblings, and she hadn't told anybody. Didn't nobody know anything, and then all of a sudden she just broke down, and she had to tell everybody what was going on. And they could tell something was different, because they would be late to school or something be different, or because she literally had to do what she had to do to take care of those children. And you just never know what these young people are going through. And and sometimes you hear elderly people say, well, we had to walk to school and we used to have to do this. They live in a total different time than what some of these older people have went through. When you think about the social media and the bullying, and everybody trying to compete and be this quote unquote celebrity. And the thing about it is, we say that cliche or that statement that says it take a village to raise a child, but the village has left. Where did the village go? And so individuals such as yourself is being a part of that village that we need to really know. So how did you come up with the name with Hope, Love, and Grace? What's the backdrop behind that?
Hope. Our children need hope.
Absolutely.
Love, they need love. And then grace, they need a grace period. It didn't take overnight for them to get where they were. So it's going to take some grace period for them to get back, straight. And then we just don't want to work with the children. We want to work with the parents as well, because we don't want to just work with the children and then send them back to the same environment.
Absolutely.
We have to meet them at their needs. Not what you think they need, but where their needs are. And that's how you can help. And every individual is different. We don't want the same textbook thing that deal with each one of these children and each one of these families the same way. We have to think of something different for each one, because their needs are different.
Right, because every home environment is different. Everything is the same. And then we really have to understand that what is happening is that the world has revolved. In other words, when the mother used to be 45, 50 maybe, sometimes 50, 55 maybe. Now the mother is 32, 35. Then if they having the children a little younger, sometimes she's 20, 25. So she's really not. She has not really lived her life. And then in most cases in our community and in our culture, the father isn't there. But that's a whole nother thing within itself, because a lot of times we try to down the man based upon what happened in the scenario. But the thing about it is, a lot of the times when they do these things to get these children, a lot of the times, and I've heard it and talked about it with other individuals, they tell, and I'm not saying that I'm for abortion. Please let me say that. But what I am saying is that a lot of the times these young individuals are not ready for these children. They're just not. But the thing about it is, we don't have the conversation beforehand, and it's not their fault. We're not talking about sex, so they hear about the sex on the TV, in the music, and that type of thing. And so, and a lot of times they're pushed into these situations just to say, I'm cool. It's the cool thing now. And so they don't use no protection. And so they end up having the children. And then it's not the child's fault. You know what I'm saying? Because the child didn't ask to be here. So the whole thing about it is there has to be some before education as well. And they're not talking about it in the school, but so they get all the education, if you want to call it that, from the radio, from the television, and from social media. I mean, social media plays a large part of, because they really not even watching TV anymore. I mean, so sometimes it's even on the video games and stuff like that. So we got to be real with what we're talking about. And anyway, it's reality. And even with the church, let me go ahead and go there. The church is supposed to be the safe haven or whatever case may be. But whenever they go to the church, a lot of times they are judged about things. But some of y'all did the same thing. So
you can't forget where you come from. You cannot forget where you come from. Let me
Absolutely.
tell you, I was one of those had a child early at 17. I was still in
Right.
high school, so
Mhm.
and working, and I had to get my own place because my mom wasn't having it. She put me out, so I
Wow.
had to buckle down and do what I had to do. But the love that I had for my children, that's what made me keep going. But the thing is, I made my mistakes. I messed up. I was in bad relationships where it affected my children. And
Right.
it affected my son's soul, where he had so much rage in him and anger. You know, just a few months ago, my son came to me and he told me, I forgive you, Mom, for, because he's 31 now. So
Right.
he said, I forgive you. And I was like, okay, what did I do? But
Right.
he broke it down and he explained to me. And I told him, I said, I am so sorry for putting you through that. My mess. Because that was my mess, not yours.
Right.
It was my mess.
Right.
My responsibility was to protect you from that, and I did not do it. But see, I was not trained. I don't know nothing about no children. So I was out there on my own. So I was learning, but now I understand. And my children understand now. We have such our bond with my two girls and my son, even my daughter-in-law, my not my father-in-law, but my son-in-law. The bond that we have, and we talk about family. You know, staying in a family. Children need a mother and a father. Even if they cannot stay together, they still need to be a part of that child's life, because it's a balance. You have to have that balance. That's how God had made it.
Right. That's why I don't like that stigma of that cliche where they say single parent. I don't buy into it. It's a thing to where I understand what the government is doing, but at the same time, the only time they're supposed to be any type of single parent even mentioned is when that one of those individuals are deceased. And it puts a stigma on those individuals and on those children that no, just because that individual is not necessarily present physically, that's still that individual mother and or father. Period. If they're still on this earth, they still got breath in their body, they are still here. So there's no such thing as a single parent. Because it took both of those individuals to bring their children, those children into the world. I've never bought into it, and I understand, and a lot of times the stigma is put back on the man, and I have to keep on bringing it out because he ain't nothing. He just a deadbeat. But at the same time, you weren't thinking about that when you laid down with him. He wasn't no deadbeat then.
But see, you gotta think but you gotta think about it. Men go through things with the women, and women go through things with the man. With me, with my children, I never bad-mouthed my ex-husband about their father.
Correct.
You never did that. You have to learn your father on your own. That's you and your father's relationship.
Absolutely. Come on now. Hand clap right there. Hand clap. Come on.
Didn't get along. That don't mean you and him ain't gonna get along. So
absolutely.
You want them to have their own personal relationship with their father, and that's what I did. I never did that with them. They had to find out about their father on their own.
Right, their own personal relationship.
Of that goes. That's right. The breakdown of fathers and being in the house, that come all the way back in the 60s and early 50s when families were together, but they couldn't make it on both incomes or just one income. They couldn't make it, so they had to ask for government help. The government says that it's okay. Oh yeah, we will help you, but if your husband wasn't living there.
Right.
That's where the breakdown came in.
Absolutely.
So they had to take them out.
Absolutely. Yep. And see, and another thing that I think we adopted, and I understand where it kind of comes from, because in other words, we've given parents, our mothers and fathers, this false sense of authority, so to speak. Yes, that is your mother or your mother and your father, and you do supposed to respect them. But at the same time, there there
Mm-hmm.
there there has to be a respect go both ways from the child to the parent and from the parent to the child. A lot of the times we don't think children are owed
That's
respect,
right.
and I just think that they do.
Oh
And the
yes.
other pieces that is that individuals have to know that, well, one of the sayings they say, well, you can't be your child's friend. I think that's very detrimental because especially in this age of social media where you got literally like people can just slide into your DMs and just hit you up on these different social media
Mm-hmm.
platforms. And here it is, you telling your
Mm-hmm.
son or your daughter, well, I ain't your friend, and da 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 da. And then he come here and say, I'll be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one little word or term
Mm-hmm.
that carries
Yep.
so much value, and
Mm-hmm.
they be reaching
Mm-hmm.
for that. And the one individual that live in their home in their same environment atmosphere, they say, "I ain't your friend." So somebody, the enemy is very smart and cunning. So he listen like, "Oh, okay, then I got you. Let me
Oh
go ahead
yeah. Oh
and tell
yeah.
Chuck
Oh
now to
yeah.
call and say I'll be your
Oh yeah.
friend." And then bam, boom, pow, here she is
Mm-hmm.
sneaking out the window trying to find her friend when her friend was
Oh
supposed to be at
yeah.
home.
I remember them days. I remember them days. Yes, you have to watch that because I say I am your parent first,
Right.
and then I am gonna be your friend.
Correct.
I always will be your friend, but
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna be your parent because I'm gonna
Right.
discipline and I'm gonna show you love, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
show you, train you as the way that you need to go. So
Correct.
I am your friend, but I'm your
Mm-hmm.
parent first.
Right. Right. Exactly. You have to put the boundaries there, but at the same time, you got to be very careful because we living in a different society. So we ain't got too much longer. I mean, that went so fast.
Right.
We right at 20 minutes. We right at
Okay.
20 minutes. We got to get
See,
back to hope, love, and grace. And we still
yes,
talking about hope,
yes.
love, and grace.
Okay.
But we want to talk
Yes,
more about the
yes, we are.
organization, and tell everybody how they can connect with you and some of the things that you need to keep this organization going,
Okay.
and how we can support you. I know you have an event coming up this weekend that we want to hear more about. And do
Yes.
you have do you need more team members? Just tell us what you need to help this village that you are building.
Mhm. We need volunteers for this summer. Men. We need
Okay.
men volunteers that to show our young men what a real man is and how to conduct themselves. And we need money. I'm sorry,
Money.
but we do need money for this for our young men because there's different things that some of our inner city children have not done.
Correct.
So I want to take them on a camping trip this summer. And so we're no cell phones, no internet, no nothing.
Right.
It's just
Right.
straight talk and fishing and everything that you would do in camping. We're gonna do it
Hmm.
in a cabin so our men can get with them. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
Right.
What's this
Right.
issue about you in school? All this. Let's get to the nitty gritty. So we need more help in that area. Money and volunteers. That's what we
Okay.
really need. And I'm not. People always tell me. I say I feel bad about asking for money, and then they will tell me you're not asking it for yourself. I said I know, but it's still, to me, it feels like I'm begging or something like that. But our children need it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
our children need it, so I have
So
to ask for it.
what I
It's
would
a
do, I
we
give you
applied for grants and everything.
right. What I would do, I would give you a tip, and I have some individuals that talk about that after the show. Uh, Take the children that you've been
Okay.
mentoring in the program and use them as testimonials. Record you a
Mhm.
video and say, "Hi, this is Michael, and I've been a part of Hope, Love, and Grace, and they've helped me through my situation." Da 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 yada yada yada, and then they'll be the representation for Hope, Love, and Grace to where you can get those funds. Because a lot of the times with these different organizations, in the time that we live, we got so many people who are so not true about what they're doing. But I can tell that you're passionate about what you're doing. You're taking time out of your family and your
Mhm.
life to help these individuals. So you're very sincere in what you're doing. that's why I wanted to get you on the show
Mm-hmm.
and try to give what I can give to give the attention that you need for what you're doing, because that one piece
Thank
just
you.
itself in is that you're dealing with conflict resolution. That's a whole chapter, because that's the biggest piece of it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like
Yep.
you can't hardly even talk to some of these young folks now without them snapping. They don't have no sense of respect, and
Yes.
they think they disrespecting you. They really disrespecting themselves and the home they come out of. But a lot
That's
of the time, like
right.
you say, the home is broken, so they don't know what respect look like, because they're coming out of something that's
That's
disrespectful. So
right.
uh, the thing about it is, when
Mm-hmm.
we see individuals such as yourself that have organizations like this, we got to get behind them. We got to support them, because that may be your child, that may be your nephew or your niece that goes out there
Yes.
and murder somebody or
That's
does do
right.
something they ain't got no business. And then you want to be
Mm-hmm.
saying, then you want to go cry.
That's right.
Oh, little Johnny, no, you the one let little Johnny go out there and act crazy. So
Yep.
we got
The
to be real with
discipline
ourselves.
starts young.
Right,
That's
right,
right.
right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So um,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to, first of all, I want to say thank you for your sacrifice and just your passion about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to let you know that whatever I can do to assist you in my free time, I'm welcome. I'm really willing and able to do so. And so that's why I say, that's why I wanted to have you on the
Okay.
show
Thank
and
you.
ensure the platform that I was given. And we want to make sure that we give out
Okay.
this hope, love, and grace, like you said, that these young people need. So, in closing, is there anything that you would want to
Mm-hmm.
say to a parent, to a broken home? What would you say right now, from your heart, to say to someone, because of why you started it? Say something from your heart to get these individuals' attention. What would you say right now, in closing?
What I can give is my incident where
Hmm.
I was so into myself when I
Hmm.
was raising my children, and I didn't look at what was going on with my children mentally. And
Hmm.
in a result of some of them, they didn't get in trouble, but they had
Right.
anger issues and
Right.
snapping. So when you see your child acting out or doing
Hmm.
things that's, not normal for them to be doing, it's not normal.
Hmm.
And you need to get help.
Right.
And we are here to help. That's what we want to do, is help you get your children on their feet, and you to get some parenting guidance, because it takes a village to raise a child, and
Right.
you're not alone. You're not alone
Absolutely.
out here. I know I felt alone when I was raising
Right.
my children. It wasn't easy. I was a single parent and took on two more children who wasn't mine. So it
Right.
wasn't easy, but I thank God that He gave me the love and passion to start this because of my past.
Correct. So you took your testimony and what you went through, and you made something out of it. So that's why it's so powerful, because a lot of times I can't tell you how Starbucks tastes if I ain't never had Starbucks.
Mm, that's right.
So I
That's
can't
right.
say I
That's
can't I
right.
can't truly sell it like an individual who's actually been a consumer of it. So most definitely
Hmm.
that's and a lot of times people are ashamed of their past, are ashamed of what they've been through. And
Hmm.
I think you should share it and use your platform. That's basically what it is. So you can help somebody else that could go the wrong way. So most definitely, hey Nichole, you got it going
That's what's
on.
the play. That's what the play is gonna be for this weekend. It's gonna be.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna. Let me stop before I tell everything. But we have the pet play, and it's gonna help a lot of people. It's gonna help a
Okay.
lot of people.
Well,
Come
with
out.
that being
Come
said, we
out.
got to get that in there. That's the last part. Give that information for the event coming up this weekend, the address and all that stuff. I'm gonna actually tag it in the video, but I need you to share this as we close. The times, the place, and all the good stuff for the event.
See, that's okay. It's gonna be at the Grizzly Center.
Hmm.
It's 2101. I mean 2107 Ball Road.
Okay.
It's gonna be at 5 o'clock. and come out. Just come. It's semi-formal. You will have food. We're gonna prepare food for you, and we're gonna have a play, and somebody's gonna sing for us too. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice outing for you. So come on out and support our youth.
Absolutely, we need to support our youth because we can tell what's going on right here in our city. We ain't got to go nowhere else and try to help nobody else. There's enough going on right here in Memphis, Tennessee, in the Shelby County area, where you can help these folks right here where you live. Don't try to go nowhere else. And most definitely, if somebody in your household, if you have children that needs some attention, because a lot of times you're working 40, 50 hours and stuff like that, you know, and they may be slipping through a crack. So we have individuals who have organizations like this. Miss Nichole Howell has Hope, Love, and Grace. And hey, that's what we want to try to do. We want to give them some hope. We want to share them. We want to share some love, and we want to give them some grace. So, Nichole, we got to give you a hand clap and just thank you for everything that you're doing. And we appreciate you for being on the show. And we're looking for bigger and better things to come. And hey, we just want to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do to make a difference in our society. All right. And hey, guys, this has been
It's Real Life with One Love.
And we'll be going to sign off here. Thank you all for watching right here. Real Life with One Love. Comcast 17 every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.